Okay, good morning everyone. Today we are going to talk about the pronouns. When we talk about pronouns, we have already done it in the previous class that pronouns are the words which are used in place of the nouns or what we call naming words. In today's class, we are going to talk about the different types of pronouns. So like there are different types of nouns, there are different types of pronouns which are available. Now, before we need to go in depth about the different kind of pronouns, I want you to have a recapitulation of what are the words which we call pronouns. Now, in today's class, we are going to talk about the three kinds of pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns. I'm repeating it again. Demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, and reflexive pronouns. So if I talk about the word demonstrative pronouns used to refer to naming words that are far or near in distance or time. For example, if I talk about an apple. Now this boy over here, if this boy has to talk about this apple, he will say, this is an apple. But if I talk about this boy talking about this apple, so he will say that is an apple. Here, the apple is near to the boy. This apple is near to this boy, so he will use the word this. Whereas for this boy, the apple is quite far. So this person can use the demonstrative pronoun that. Next, if we are talking about more than one apple, so this person who is near to these apples, he will say these are apples. And this person who is far to these apples, he'll say those are the apples. There's one more thing which we need to keep in mind. The demonstrative pronouns are only 4 in number. This, that, these, and those. So this thing you need to remember. Now over the next slide, there is an example. This is my book. The girl is talking about the book which is near to her. And the book is 1 in number. It is singular. So she is using the demonstrative pronoun as this. Whereas in the next picture, she is talking about more than one book. So she's saying, these are my books. In the third picture, she's talking about the book which is quite far from her. You can see the distance. This is far from her. So she's using the demonstrative pronoun as that. Whereas when the same girl is talking about the books which are far from her, she is using the demonstrative pronoun as those. The next type of pronouns are interrogative pronouns. So when we talk about the word interrogative, we come across a detective thing. For example, if I say there is a policeman and he is interrogating the thief. So interrogation means when you ask a lot more of questions. So interrogative pronouns are those pronouns which are used in order to ask questions. So these are the interrogative questions over there. Who, whom, whose, which, what. I think we know these are the question words which we have already done in the previous grades. Today, we are using them as a pronoun. So if you look at the table which is there on the screen, who or whom, these are the words which are used for person. So when we talk about a person, we use the words as who or whom. Who won the game yesterday? To whom did you give the book? The word like whose is used to for persons or to show possession. Whose car is it? Possession, we have already done it in grade 2 and 3. It refers to the thing. Whom does the thing belongs to? Whose mother works as a nurse in the hospital? What is the word which is used for animals or thing? What animal has horns? What is the color of her hair? Which is used for persons, animals, and thing. So basically, you don't have to get confused. These are the question words which we have already done. But like I told you, interrogative means to ask questions, and interrogative pronouns are those which are used to ask questions or which are used to refer to questions. The next topic is reflexive pronouns. When we talk about reflexive pronouns, it means that pronoun used in order to express what someone does on its own. What someone done on its own. Who is doing the action? The action is being done by the same person who is speaking about that sentence. So here we will use the words like myself. For example, if I say, I read the book myself. Who read the book? I. Okay. How can we remember this? We can remember this if we imagine that a person is standing in front of this mirror, right? And the person is talking to himself. We have to imagine it. So if he says, I read the book myself. Who read the book? This person read the book. And we have to complete it by saying myself. So the doer of the action is the same person who is speaking about that sentence. So if I talk about the sentence over here, it says, I am reading myself. So who is reading? I is reading. And how do you know that he is reading? Because of the word myself. Do your work yourself. When I shout and I say, do your work yourself, that means you have to do your work without anybody's help. And these are him when I am talking about somebody else, a boy, herself, a girl, itself when we talk about the animal or any of the object, ourselves, themselves, and yourself. So if I ask you that you have to figure out the words and you have to tell me to which category these pronouns belong to. So this we can do, this, that, these, those. They are demonstrative pronouns. When I talk about interrogative, that means question words. That means question words. And reflexive means the words which are ending with self or else. They are called reflexive pronouns. I hope we can remember this table like this. And now we'll proceed with the workbook. Take your workbook 3.3 and we'll start doing these questions right now. So here you have to circle the pronoun. You have to circle the pronoun, right? Choose the correct demonstrative pronoun from the bracket. Demonstrative pronoun means this, that, these, those. You have to select it from the category it is belong. Third is rewrite the sentences, replacing the pronouns with the correct ones. I hope the concept is clear and now we can attempt the workbook on our own. Thank you.